zombies, how we doing? Are we emotionally screwed up and sleep deprived yet? Well, it's only 6:08 in the evening, Pacific Standard Time. It is the 23rd of July, 2023. You can't be screwed up that badly. Anyway, still catching the grift on the social media. Who the hell am I? Oh, sorry about that. The Weaver John C. of Rosamond, California. You're zombie out here. Arrgh. Anyway, yeah, zeros and ones plugged in on the Google, the YouTube, and everywhere else. They're so content of force feeding me the stuff that I'd seen that they want more of it, and Facebook algorithms are still doing the same thing. So I'm getting more and more Karen videos instead of video game action. What the hell happened to that one? I like video games. I do. But I don't know what the hell's going on. All I keep getting is Karens. Okay. Speaking about some of these Karen and maggot videos out there, we're going to be talking about those. These Trump rallies back east, southeast, they're stressing so much about everything has to be a Christian. And don't you know you're supposed to love Christ and love guns at the same time? Good Lord. What drives me crazy in that situation, they always keep forgetting Christ's story. How many times we kept going through it in Christmas time? Jeez. They've heard it so many times in the churches, unless they keep sleeping through it or the pastor has bypassed the story altogether. And if he's also convinced that the MAGA king is going to save them all, well, I guess they really got to say it. I mean, God, do we really have to get into that Pandora's box? I keep hearing it cracking open like crazy, and it's still screwed up. Okay. People can go online and check out the King James version of it, even the old King James version of it. It would give you a little bit more the older language. But it's still understandable, isn't it? The New Testament starts out where you have Joseph and Mary traveling over to the town of Bethlehem because they got to go through the audit that the Roman Empire demands of its citizens. They do this. They do this from time to time. Keep track of how many citizens they got out there, where they're from, all the nice, lovely records that authoritative regimes want. Count out how many people they got in the family. Well, apparently, I guess they missed Mary being pregnant during that time. I think it was Joseph from Arimathea. And somehow these two people got hooked. Mary Magdalene, I think that was her name. She was approached not by mortal men, but by other than the mortal realm. Oh, yeah, when you get a visitor from upstairs giving her great news and scares the living crap out of her, and then warns her a bit, yeah, going to make her life more interesting. So somewhere in the story, these two hook up and they're going out to Nazareth. Why? Because why not? Oh, Bethlehem first. Have they had the birth in Bethlehem and then live out in Nazareth. So, in good old Bethlehem, they have the birth. Now, before the birth kicks in, naturally, God wants as much audience as He possibly can. There's a star in the sky. It wasn't exactly a star; it was an angel with powerful glow on it. It's just floating around. He's trying to tell people, look what's going on over here. Follow me. And if you're wondering, if you're curious, come on over. Goes to a few shepherds. One angel does, and then tells them what's going on. And there's three kings. I noticed the angel in the sky. See, I didn't believe it was a star or a comet or meteor. I think it was an angel. That's how I am. And they follow the angel. And the shepherds and the three wise men, or three kings, they come in with their valuables. They come with spices. They come with mineral. But they come here seeking the one. Just a simple baby in a built-up manger. In an animal manger where you have animals attending at this point over here, and they're looking at this birth, what's happening, and it's like, okay, we give birth all the time, but this one seems to be special for the humans, so we do that. Frankincense and myrrh. Well, I guess you can cook with this stuff. I don't know, never tried it myself. So, and the angel was basically out there just doing a proclamation to the world. And here's the thing about Mary and Joseph, they're of the Jewish faith, Jewish lineage. Basically, they're Jewish. The babe who was born out of Mary was Jewish. It's only because of the teachings in Christ's early adulthood and his learning of all the all the stuff the Pharisees were trying to pump out to people, and him trying to counter sometimes of what God had said, and tried to reinforce or actually try to correct. Just ticked off a lot of Pharisees out there. Didn't like him as much. Guess Caiaphas had a burp his butt on that one. All this information is verifiable in the books of the New Testament. Generally, they go Mark, Luke. Well, Mark and Luke I like better. John wasn't quite up to that one. What was another one? I forgot. Shit. But even with those kind of books that we have in the New Testament here, would give slightly different accounts, but it's still the same story. I like Luke because he was a lot easier to read. Mark was okay, but felt like a little stiff with his handling of the grammar there. But Luke, I think it was a little okay. A little bit more details in that one. So basically, listening to all this, you know, I'm thinking to myself, hearing all these damn people screaming and yelling, "We want a Christian nation!" I'm like, and do you guys have something against Jewish? Yeah, we got something against Jewish. Well, maybe not. I don't know. But we want a Christian nation. The problem is concerning about Christ. It's only after he died that his lessons were getting known. After he passed away, where they starting to get processed, where people are actually starting to take notice. I mean, Sermon on the Hill was a good way of getting it out, but it had to deal with the people that was left behind to do all the stuff. And damn it, Something I was going to do a screenshot on. Our town of Rosemont got mentioned again. Only if we happen to get some kind of major weather situation and happen to focus on Kern County. But getting back to the other thing there. People keep forgetting that Christ was Jewish. Who was raised as a Jew. And he was taught by the Pharisees. Of course, yeah, a nice little argument here and there with him, but, he was trying to fulfill God's message to them, even though they kept getting it screwed up left and right. He didn't have an issue with them as much, but there had been some times he actually did have an issue with him. Because it kind of felt like the Pharisees were misleading people left and right. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. The four guys doing the storytelling on Christ. Little different versions of it, but still the same thing. Could have just been one, but no, you have four different personalities, four different points of view. And it's because of the lessons that were taught again and again and again by verbatim, or close to it as possible. Some people actually had it written down and saved. Dead Sea Scrolls. There may have been more books out there, more chapters than that I knew of, and still do. There may be more of them out there. I'm only limited to what I know. So there may be more books out there that may be holding a lot more information. Maybe not. I don't know. And I'm not going to push it against people. I'm not going to say anything about it. I'm just relaying what I know. Except I have a problem when people keep saying that we want a Christian nation. You want the theoretical teachings of Christ without you being following them. You want everybody else to do it your way, but you try to call it Christian and it's not Christian. It's your own damn ego. I'm calling it. I'm calling it. Oh, no. Let's look at the one picture. Oh, I wanted to get that one picture. I got that one picture. Did I? Yay! Kai Goldberg! Okay, that's cool. I like that one. Why? You never took a picture of your own damn screen one way or another? I've had problems with the damn thing, so I did what I did. I wish some of these guys who wanted to ridicule and really trying to find out what these maggots and Trump supporters, well, they're the same thing. They're the Trumplicants, maggots, whatever they'll call themselves. They don't know what the hell they are, and I don't know what the hell they are. But what I wanted to find out was this, concerning about that. Do they understand that some of the principles God was trying to teach may have come from the lessons he had learned when he was going through educating, education by the Pharisees, and that maybe some of the other information was being taught as he was learning it himself, as it was instructed by him to teach the people left and right. And it's the teachings that we have to focus more about, not the followers themselves or the messengers. The problem is we got charlatans, con artists, and God knows what else you would call them these days, trying to convince people otherwise. I am a messenger of God and I demand. Uh, Christ never set these things up. He never wanted to push this down people's throats. For those who want, or desiring, who are lost, and are hoping for some positive message, fine. But all I keep hearing from the Christian maggots out there, the Trumplicans, the ones with the red hats and the Trump shirts and everything else, saying that I'm American, I'm Trump, I'm all these zombies of sorts. They don't get it. And the other thing I had a little bit of a observation on as well. We got, oh God, what the hell was it again? I'm just losing track on this one. Give me a couple of seconds. I haven't got my thoughts back on this one here. I was thinking about organized religion. Christ wanted a church. His followers to pass the word, not forcefully, but genteelly. These days you got your weapons of choice trying to force this stuff down people's throats. Otherwise, we're going to be insulting you and the rest of your form of religion. We're going to crucify one way or another. I mean, these are strong ass words here. We had the Spanish Inquisition there. We're going to torture your ass and you're going to believe in Christ. Otherwise, we're going to kill you in the process. Spanish Inquisition. The Holy Crusades that we had, well, were they the Holy Crusades? Crusades of Western Europe coming into the Middle East to skull thump them, to believing either in Christianity or else they're going to be buried under the sand, basically, one way or another. Let's put it bluntly at this point. This long time ago. These days, we have it just as bad, especially when we're doing the individual. These people are going and attacking synagogues, mosques, different churches, different places of worship. Somebody's got a burp to butt. Individuals got a burp to butt. Or maybe we got a group of burp up their butts. How about some of the groups that kept getting disconnected from one particular sect of Christianity and another? Does Westboro ring a bell? They go into different places, funerals, marriages, schools, and start screaming and yelling their heads off. You either listen to me or else. You're going to listen to me or else. You people have... Other people are not supposed to be here. Ah! We're going to force you to listen to us. Ah! Deal with it. Ah! 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 Did you get what I'm saying? Ah! I'll scare the living crap out of you. Ah! You can't hurt me. I'm a messenger of God. And I command you, schmuck, be gone. Of course, you'd probably say demon at this point over here, but when I'm looking at the Trumplicans, they're all infected. They're all infected zombies at this point. Maybe I'll start taking that thing off. You know, that moniker of zombie, because now I'm thinking more of the Trumplicans are more like zombies. They can't help themselves. They need to eat unconverted idea and idealism. They must convert the masses. They must. Or shall I just refer them to the Borg? You must be assimilated otherwise. You must be a Christian. You have no choice. God will get you for this one. I'm sending the threat of God unto you. You will fear me. You will fear God. You will be. Really? That's all you got? How dare you! Ego. See, the Karens and the so-called converters into Christianity, all ego. It's not about the church. It's about them. It's about this screwed up head in here. Whatever's going on in here, Christ had never indicated, as far as I understand about his teachings. Granted, I'm not clergy. I'm not a lay. I'm not a lay minister. And I had attended some church. Off and on. And yes, I had read the Bible. Not all the way through, though. There are certain portions of the Bible I still hadn't gotten into. But if I really wanted to understand what the message of God was like, I was just go back to the Beatitudes, go back to the Sermon on the Mount. That would give me something to work on. Because he was really preaching to the masses during that time. But how we're doing it today, we don't even know what the hell we're doing anymore. Seriously, we have no clue. So I don't know what the hell we're doing these days. Does anybody know anymore? I don't know. But I'm still trying to deal with what is right now. Okay. So, in conclusion, boys and girls, I am not questioning what you believe in. I'm just questioning, do you understand what you're believing in? They say, yeah. Well, if you're just saying that, then see, sometimes I have to question God. See, sometimes I have to question Christ. I know, go back to the Bible, but it's still, I have to ask him. I have to ask him what I need to know. How is it to deal with people in the terms that needed to be dealt with, not what I think, but should be. And then I have to follow by faith and my gut and instinct, hoping that maybe I don't seek Caesar's wrath at this point. Bad enough we got videos out there and showing us that Caesar is still having conniption fits with the lower masses at times. You see the damn videos all the time about the Karens and about all the confrontations with the cops these days. Either it's current or it's old, but still out there. So it's still being inflamed left and right. I think Christ would have a field day with us. I really do. I wouldn't know how to ask the question. I wouldn't even know how to answer him on this one. What was considered the church? And I suppose Christ would look at me funny like, seriously? You seriously asked that question here? Because I'm asking at this point over here because, we got different versions of the church at this point over here. What God and what you want for the church is simply people in general, not corralled, not cajoled, not converted, or not brainwashed. If they're coming to you voluntarily and they want to know more, I wouldn't exactly call it a conversion. I call it a reaching out at this point over here. They reached out to you to understand you. And probably through the actions of followers who are supposed to be trying to do the best they can, sometimes without even realizing it works better that way. But by following instinct sometimes. I mean, it does help. But put into sects. I'm just talking about Judaism. I'm not talking about being Jewish. I mean, even Jewish has a faith about you, and so does Islam. I'm not knocking against that one either. Because that tells me something. It tells me something. I'm getting lazy on this one, Shred. Ah, shit. He did it to me again. I'll get his picture yet, but just only one time, I guess. Oh, getting my own area on here on camera is it's exciting enough anyway. I know I'm digressing on this situation here, but bear with me on that one. We'll do another video on this.